So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I'm going to show you guys and recommend you guys a couple of the incubators that you could use for your leopard geckos. This video will include the low budget criteria items to high budget criteria items. So hopefully you enjoy the video and find the perfect item for you. But before I begin, if you could destroy that like button for the YouTube algorithm, I really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I understand, back when I just started, I also was lost and didn't know what was a good and bad incubator. The number one thing that I would ask myself when I'm buying a new incubator, I would ask these two questions. Number one will be my price budget. I was just set a budget, how much I'm going to be spending for the incubators. Because back when I started it, I wanted to go with the DI options because I thought that was really the affordable way to go and create ones. But the thing is, when I buy something and try to create something, I really want to make it as a perfection. And if you are thinking of going towards that way, you're actually going to be spending more money because you're going to be keep investing and keep trying to make it better, which I did over the years, and ended up I spending over a couple $100s for just the incubators. Now the second question that I would ask is going to be the amount of the leopard geckos that I will produce for this year. Because this is really important because sufficiency is the key here. You definitely don't want to overspend on something when you don't have a big budget. So now after you have answered both of these questions, here are my recommendations. First item, go to Amazon. There's an incubator called Incubator, which I believe this was mainly used for chicken, but I've seen some people use for reptiles and for leopard geckos. So I would recommend this one. Although it doesn't look aesthetic, but if you just want it to work and get the hatchings, this will work perfectly fine. I also used this for first year and it really worked out well for me too. But however, please note, cheap products tend to have a little bit of malfunction issues quite often, so definitely you want to check them frequently, so always keep an eye on them while you're incubating. I've seen cases where it blew up the built-in thermostats and someone burned their whole entire eggs for that season, and I felt really bad for that situation as an owner of the leopard geckos, because it really means a lot when you have an egg, because that's gonna be another advancement for your next year, for your next leopard gecko project. If you have a lot of eggs, like more than 80 eggs, I would look for something else, but still, for those who are starting, this will be my recommendations. Now the another route would be the DIY options, as I mentioned earlier. Now this is for someone who would want to spend less than $200. Although there's a lot of price range for DIY setup, this is going to be my $200 option. So what you need to do is go to Reptile Basic. They have all the tools you need, like heat tape, like thermostat, trays, deli cup, and all accessories. Now you would need to probably say, I don't know how to put this thing together and I don't have time for this. Well, no worry, I got for another option for you. If you go to a Sea Serpents, they have this small rack system you could buy for somewhere around $125. And also you have to buy thermostat as well to keep the consistent temperature. When you get them, set to the preferred temperature and put your eggs in a deli cup and slide it inside the rack system, and you're pretty much all set. However, one thing that I want to also remind you is that thermostat is the key here. So make sure you get the good thermostat along with the rack system to keep up that temperature in a safe temperature. This may have a little bit of fluctuation with the incubating temperature, but you will still be able to hatch out the healthy leopard gecko eggs. By the way, I'm not affiliated with any of these brands. I'm just giving out my personal recommendations from my experience. I will leave all the links down below just in case for you to check. So if you want to look into it, need to get a new incubator, feel free to go in and check it if anything seems good for you. So now that I talk about the lowest budget criteria, here is my high price range incubators for those who are taking a little bit more serious and have a more budget for your incubators. While I was doing some research, I saw this brand name called the T-Equipment and Unico Incubator, which seems to get its job done with pretty fair price. I didn't try this one yet, but it looks pretty simple and clean, which I would probably try it out for later. But if you have tried this before, if anyone tried this item before, let me know down in the comment and I would love to hear how it went out for you. The another one is going to be the Sea Serpents. Sea Serpent brand again again, but they have incubator that has pretty much cost somewhere around $550-ish price range, and this is like built for incubations for reptiles. And it definitely looks amazing, and it has a lot of space to put in your eggs. So later when you start producing more geckos, this will be the best way to go. There's so many different options, so many different incubators out there in the market, but at this point, I figure a lot of like expensive incubators tends to look a little bit similar to each other, and they just have a lot of space, so I will keep the video short here. Also, our viewers have asking a lot of questions about the incubators that I use, but the truth is the one I'm using is actually the custom-made incubator. So for this one, I don't have the link for you guys, but later in the future, I may be able to show you guys how to create one like this if you guys are interested. So if you want to see that DIY video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and stay tuned to watch all our upcoming videos. Overall, those are the incubators that I know, and I believe there are a lot more than this for leopard geckos and other reptiles. So if you know any good ones that I didn't cover in this video and you want to kind of share with everyone here in the Geckopia community, write me a comment below and I'll pin your comment so that I can share with everyone. Some big reptile branded incubators are not really the best leopard gecko incubator in my opinions, because the temperature didn't go up as high as I wanted to. So if you've been thinking about it, I would rethink twice and do more research and before you get them, because they're not cheap. And some incubators do fluctuate a lot, especially that happens a lot with the big branded ones. So if you want to really try it and see if it works for you or not. For leopard geckos, you need to find an incubator that could get its inside temperature go up quick and incubate at a consistent temperature. Many incubators manage to get up to like 70 Fahrenheit, but having above like 80 to 90 Fahrenheit is a little bit hard for some products. So try them out and see if it works, and test them out with a small thermostat to see if it's working properly. For those who've been watching my video till now, here's my great tips for you and your leopard geckos. As always, I try to put like really good information for at the end of the video, but one of the tips that I would recommend for those who owns the incubator is put a water bottle inside the incubator. Like it could be this or any other type of brand water bottles. Just place it in the incubator with the eggs, because this will raise up the temperature a lot quick when you open and close the lid. So yeah, this is one of the tips, and I've still been doing this until now, so hopefully this helped you guys for your leopard gecko breeding projects. And if you have any other questions, write me a comment down below and I'll try to pick one up and share with you guys in the next one and answer all the questions. But that is it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.